Well, hello, and welcome back, y'all. Today, I wanted to work on a family home with 2 stories, a few little bump outs as well, for 2 parents and 2 small boys. I wanted to do it kind of in the style of the 90s, sort of, if I can. It wasn't really easy, but I think, I'm not going to say I nailed it, but I think I got there. I also want to make sure that I use stuff that I don't use very much or very often, that I don't look twice at. So I started at the bottom of the list and went up so that I could look at things that I rarely look at, because I do tend to use the same thing over and over again, and I'm sure you've noticed that. So hopefully I didn't use too much of the same stuff. You guys can be the judge of that. So here I am now, just kind of deciding how my layout is going to go, kind of putting down some filler furniture just to make sure that everything fits. One thing I noticed is in making that master bedroom that there was a lot of hallway, and I was like, oh, well, I'll just put a big office in there. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I can probably manage another bedroom. So I kind of extended the second part of the upstairs out by 2, and then quickly realized that was just way too big. So I made it by 1, and so it was even with the master bedroom wall, and I think that worked out wonderfully. When I was working on the downstairs layout, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do with the windows. I was thinking I could put some plants in there, but I wanted it to stand out a little bit more. So that's why I kind of built a wall, raised the platform by 2, and then took the wall away so that there could be some walls or some plants in there. And in the end, it looks really cool. So you'll have to wait around and see that. The roof, simple roof, yes. But did I do what I always do? Absolutely. I did the roof before I did the porch and the patio. I need to remember not to do that, but I always freaking forget. So, of course, I had to adjust the roof there. So this was an easy fix. A lot of times it's not. But this one was an easy fix. I think it worked out pretty good. And here I'm just trying to kind of figure out where I'm going to put the windows, or what kind of windows. I settled on the windows that I picked out first fairly easily. But then as I'm putting it together, I was like, man, do I really want big windows everywhere? So I was like, no, I don't. So I did the small windows up top in the front and on the back. But on the sides, I just did the big windows on both the upstairs and the downstairs because of the big roof line that was there. It just made sense to have those big windows. And it worked out. It actually worked out a lot better than I thought it would. And now here I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this back porch roof. And I did figure it out. It did work out just fine. But I had to add a platform above the patio out back so that I could put a trim just on the patio section, because I did not want to put trim where the siding was. It didn't look right to me. It just didn't look right to me. I don't know how to explain it. So I did that. I put in the trim, and it was exactly what I was going for, and I'm glad that I did. Then I placed the fence out back, and then when I went to put the stairs on the front, I realized, oh crap, I don't have enough room for the stairs. So I had to move it back by 2 squares, by 2 tiles, and in doing that, I lost half my fence. So I had to put the whole fence back, but that's okay. And it was here that I realized, oh crap, I forgot all the windows out back. So I was like, oh crap, I did all the windows on the front and the side, but I forgot all the back windows. So I did that. I did add the windows, thankfully. But I did that, and I was like, okay, I feel better now. I didn't forget. So again, I'm still trying to figure out how my layout's gonna go. Again, filler furniture. Yeah, I was trying to figure out where to put the office, how I wanted the office to be. Finally got it in the end, and here in just a bit, I'm gonna walk you through the final build, and I think you're gonna like it. At least I hope you do. Make sure you hit like, comment, and subscribe. Just blink. Here we are. Oh my God, I love this so much. I know I say that all the time, don't I? At least I've been saying it a lot lately. Maybe I'm just getting better. I don't know. You got to tell me if I'm getting better. Anyway, here is the full house. I did the brick on the 2 parts that come out. I did final siding essentially on the entire rest of the house. As you see, I like it that way. It kind of is what most homes around here tend to look like, with siding and then a little bit of brick or whatever. So anyway, I did that. We've got landscaping just a little bit in the front, not a lot, but I did my typical, wildflowers under the trees. I like doing that. I think it just kind of gives it a little bit more of a natural touch, I suppose. And then, of course, for the terrain paint, I used the little pebbles and then some dirt just to kind of like under the landscaping a little bit and on top of the rocks a little bit, because of course the rocks have been walked on during the rain and everything, so they're going to be a little dirty. Here on the porch, I kept it rather simple. It's just a chess table, excuse me. And I'm going to call these herbs. Are they herbs? No, just doesn't say so. Doesn't say anything. So I'm going to call those herbs that they're growing on their own with some porch lights and a mailbox. They're so pretty. And then out back here, I did place a tree house. Now you will have to build the tree house yourself. It's part of the fun is doing some of the work yourself, right? Right. That's what I'm going with. And then we have a little tent out here for the two boys to have their little campouts if they don't want to sleep in the treehouse or are still waiting for the treehouse to finish. They can camp out in their little tent out back. They've got a little basket of blankets in case it gets a little chilly and a little picnic basket with some snacks. Again, some wildflowers and wild grass growing around, as well as a few pebbles, which I found. Where is that again? Base game, of all places. I didn't know. I had no idea. I must have passed over them a million times because I don't think I've ever used that, maybe but once. And no, I don't have debug on, so I know it's not that. But we also have a little picnic table out here in case the boys, well, in case they want to sit at a table and actually eat. But, boys will be boys. They don't always eat at the table, and that's okay. And then over here, oh man, I forgot to move the tree back. That was my fault. I meant to put the tree back and I forgot. Anyway, we have the monkey bar with a little bit of dirt patches and some more stones, some lavender lining the back porch area, which has some homegrown vegetables and some herbs, a table with a fan and a saucer light inside, and their grill with a corner or an end cabinet on the end so that they can place, the cooked dishes and stuff there, because sometimes they'll just put it on the floor. And that's, really good. Anyway, and then we also have some planter pots over here for a little bit of gardening for mom or dad or whoever to do, as well as an outdoor trash can. And there's a gate on that side as well as on this side of the house. Are you ready to go inside? I'm so excited to show you. I hope I did what I said I was going to do. You let me know if I did or not, please. I think I did. So we're on the porch and we walk through the door and you walk into the living room. It's a nice little living room. The curtains look a little odd, I know, but these are those small windows, and I really wanted to use these curtains here because I like the idea of it and the look of them, but it just looks, to me, it looks really weird with that big gap above the window up to where the curtains are. So I decided to use the sheer curtains in the middle. I was going to try to layer them, and I did kind of layer them, but I was trying to layer them so that the curtains on the end were in front of the sheer curtains, but that's the best I could do. I've seen other creators do that, and I know it can be done, but I also know it depends on the curtains. So anyway, I like the idea. The sheer's in the middle. It's fine. We've got a nice Suburban blue couch or sofa and a couple of chairs here. It is lived in, so they've got, their coffee mug with the book they were reading, a bunch more coffee mugs there, and another book, candle. The rug, I went back and forth on the rug because I did find another rug that I absolutely loved that would have been perfect. But that rug kind of gave me more modern feel, whereas this one gives me more of this is an established home, traditional, this is, 90s carpet kind of thing. So, I don't know, I just kind of liked it better for the storyline. But you've got your floor lamp, a little collage of pictures over there, and the TV with some board games. You've got a gaming console, a speaker, the plants. And then these birds are the birds that the boys painted. Isn't that cute? I like that. I didn't even know that swatch existed until I started going through the swatches. And I'm glad I did, because now they have a story. Yay! And over here is your drop-off area for your shoes and coats, bags, whatever. Added a little plant on top of that. And then over there, if we go through this large archway with the beautiful stairs, it's a 2-wide staircase. And they do round off to the side. Yay, I'm so glad we could do that now. That was fun. I was like, okay, I have to do it. I don't care if it doesn't work. I have to do it. So I did. But anyway, a rug here on the landing with some plants in that little plant sill, essentially. And then this is the open office, and there's a bunch of clutter up there. I had to manually place almost, well, yeah, just about everything on here because of the places where it clips. And I always think the stuff up here is floating, but it never really is. It's just sitting on the glass. It just looks like it's floating from far away. So it's not floating. Added some files over there, another box of stuff over there that, the parents are working on. And then the bookshelf over here, we've got more book clutter and some decor pieces as well as some incense up top. And then, yep, they have a lemon tree inside. Don't know why. They just looked like it fit. Here we have the guest bath or the half bath. So it's just toilet and sink with blinds on the curtains. And yes, they are the same color. The lighting just reflects it different on them. I don't know why. And then, of course, a little bit of pictures over there. That's it. Simple little bathroom. Nothing else. Now, if we go to the other side of the house, past the living room, we go into the kitchen and dining. They have a nice plant on the plant sill. They have a hutch. They have a buffet over here with, your coffee cups and your cookies. So it's like your snack station, essentially. And then a beautiful table. And again, I was thinking kind of 90s style, kind of not really retro. I consider retro to be like 80s, vintage to be 70s, 60s, and 70s. So 90s is just the 90s. But, the ladder back chairs style. And the kitchen, they did redo the kitchen a little bit. So it's not quite the same style as the rest of the house, but they did update it a little bit. They updated the cabinets or at least the cabinet doors. And they've got their groceries they haven't put away yet. Just a little bit of clutter, more blinds as needed, some pictures on the wall there, some beautiful, beautiful lighting up top, upper cabinets, and then a little bit more clutter under this cabinet over here. Trash can as well. And I made the apple and pear picture bigger by one because I needed something to fill that space. That's the only thing I could think of that would work. And then through here is the outside. So we'll do that in a bit. Now we go upstairs. I'm so excited. And yes, I know these windows clip through the stairs. And I hate that they do. But on the outside, man, I had to keep the big windows. So they're going to clip through the stairs. I don't care. They're just going to clip through the stairs. They have to because I have to keep those windows. So we do have quite a large landing. It's not huge, but it is bigger than what I normally do, and a nice long wide hallway as well. Curtains on the windows except for that one. And they do sit a little low, but that's okay. They like it that way, and it looks just fine. We've got a kind of bookcase desk or bookcase counter, whatever, cabinet over here with some clutter. And then further down the hallway, we've got more clutter and some pictures, artwork on the walls, and then family photos will go there with your family photos if you downloaded that. This door here, this is the shared bathroom. This one's for the boys. So although the bathroom tile work and, the basic amenities of the bathroom are the same throughout the house, the parents allowed the boys to basically decorate it how they wanted. So they went to the Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever it was, and they, chose out the decals. They wanted it to be kind of like a jungle theme. So they got their jungle curtain and the blue blinds, the little jungle tree, which, the sloth's kind of hidden back there, but he's back there. He's hiding. And a few little decals here and there. They got their blue cabinet and the rug. And I did put up a spandrel here. I placed a wall, added the spandrel, and then I took the full back wall out, this wall here, the cabinet wall there, and then the shower wall and this wall out as well. Then I placed the shower curtain, manually, and then put all the walls back and repainted them because that is the only way that you're going to be able to put those up there that I've found anyway. And I was putting it up like regular curtains, hanging on either side. But then I thought about it. I was like, well, wait a minute. Most of the time, your shower curtain only pulls one way. So I was like, why do I have it on both sides? I should just have it on the one side. So that's what I did. And I'm glad I did it because it looks cool. Now, I don't think this shower head is functional. However, this is what most shower tub combos look like. your bathtub and the shower. So I added the shower head. So don't expect the shower to work, just the tub. But it's okay because it's for the boys. They're young boys. They're not teens yet. They just got out of toddlerhood. But as you can see, they have their used toothpaste on the counter. They're on the sink counter there, and some toothbrushes and whatnot. So now we go into the boys' room. Oh my God, this was so much fun to do. I've never done this before. I love it. It's so fun. Oh my God, it's so fun. This is like your typical two boys share a bedroom. They're young. They're into the void critter. So they've got all those up on the wall, the decals. Again, the parents were like, you know what? That's fine. You want some void critter decals? We'll get you some void critter decals for your room. All of their posters, their beds, although the same. One is green, one is blue. Isn't that nice? They got their little stuffies on the side there. The curtains were so cute. And yes, I know, one of these curtains is not like the other. And why, you ask? Because one of the boys lost the tie to pull back this curtain. So now they have the one curtain hanging. So there you go. The life of children, right? Right. They do have clutter all over the floor. They have each a little like kind of beanbag chair that they can sit and either watch their small TV or play their video games, which they have there, their gaming station, the controller, the headphones. The other pair is there that they left on the floor. They got some books that they've read, kids' books that they like, a series. Some of their own artwork, their calendar. They've collected a bunch of magnets along the way. A little table with some more clutter, and then clutter on the floor. And of course, the cloud light. You can't forget the cloud light. I have to put a cloud light in every child room. I do. In teen rooms, not so much. But in young children's rooms, I have to put in the cloud light. It only makes sense, especially if they're a baby or, infant or whatever. But yeah, anyway, that's the boys' room. Yay! This was so much fun. It took forever to find all the clutter. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. And then down this long, narrow hallway, we have the parents' room. This one's a little different. It's very neat and tidy. I wouldn't say no clutter, but very little clutter. We've got, some beautiful wallpaper. We're going to call those birds, not bats. And a little clutter on the dresser over there, hanging plant, the curtains. Again, they are the same color. It's just the way that the light reflects off of it. They just look different. And then the blue bed. This here is 2 small ottomans that I put together. And then over here for the mirror, I had to remove the wall behind the mirror. I had to remove that wall and then manually place the mirror carefully so it's not to snap it to this wall here. So that's that. And then they have their own bathroom, nice and bright. Like I said, same tile work, same amenities, everything's the same, except, it's a little different. They have their brown towels over there, towels over there. They have, their electric toothbrush and some toiletries hanging out, the little toiletries shelf or whatever, and extra toilet paper and a shower tub combo. So, yay! I love that. They also have their own balcony. Very simple, just a couple of plants and a bistro table so they can sit and have some coffee, or maybe just sit and talk about, how they're going to punish the boys for doing something wrong. Because, that never happens. Back in the kitchen, we go out the back door and, we're greeted with this tree in your face. Sorry, I didn't realize it was that far out. And then here are their propagation station with a few other plants and herbs just kind of sitting there. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that cool? I love it. And then, of course, the stairs to go down are right here by the door. I think this turned out really cute. And it tells such a cute story. I know you saw the layout before, but here is the full layout completely done. You've got your porch down here, your living room in the middle, your dining, your kitchen. Off to the right, you have the open office, the half bath, and the stairwell. And then upstairs, you have the landing and the hallway, the shared bathroom, the boys' bedroom, the parents, and their bathroom. Oh, and their closet. Of course, you couldn't tell that, but, I have to tell you anyway. And then at night, isn't that pretty? It's so nice. The porch is nicely lit up. There's a little bit of light up here just to kind of, make the 2 pieces that stick out stand out. And then out back through the trees, we have, the balcony is lit up nicely and the porch or patio is absolutely lit up very well. And then your terrain paint Out back, we have the little rocky path terrain paint, all where the planter pots are. And again, I added a little bit of dirt on top. Not a lot, just a little. Just because, it's dirt. And it happens. You walk on it, you're going to have dirt. So anyway, but see what I'm saying? If I would have gotten rid of these two tall windows, it would have taken completely away from the exterior look of the house. So I had to keep them. So they're going to clip into the stairs. And this window here is covered by the back of the closet, but we don't care. We're just going to say the light is off in that bedroom. That's okay. I've got a second back door in my kitchen that when I moved my refrigerator over there, I put it in front of the door. So you can no longer leave to go outside by the back door. So yeah, it's okay. You can put a closet in front of a window. You can put a refrigerator in front of a door. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Anywho, that's enough about me. Tell me about you. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm a little silly right now. But anyway, in any case, I hope you enjoyed this and got a little bit of inspiration. As always, you are welcome to leave any of your comments, questions, and suggestions down below. And until next time, y'all, have fun.